in reviewing this movie, what I'm gonna bring up is not gonna really matter. It's not gonna matter at all. But really, Rampage the game has one visual plot cue, and that is when you die, you shrink down into a human being. So by implication, these monsters are actually human beings. That's not in this movie. I feel like that would have been much more interesting to have these monsters who are actually human beings, and you're really conflicted. They're victims. We can't just kill them. You do feel like that with George, but like, why didn't they just follow that? I don't know. Whatever. It's a video game movie. Let's review it. Rampage. So Rampage is the latest attempt to prove to the masses that video game movies can be good. Rampage stars The Rock. He has a friend named George who is an ape. George comes into contact with this chemical that makes him grow exponentially and makes him rage out, and so does a crocodile and a wolf. Now these monsters are gonna beat the shit out of Chicago, and only The Rock can stop them. Talking about what I liked in the movie, I have to fast forward to the last 15-20 minutes of the movie, because the last part of the movie is actually what's fun. The last part of the movie is what people came for, which is the Rampage, which is the monsters beating the hell out of the city, beating the hell out of each other. That's the fun. That's when the movie really sits back in its recliner, commits to its absurdity. You can actually go, oh yeah, that's a good time. I'm not gonna lie, the monster on monster action that was happening at the end, I had a grin on my face. It was dumb, but it was dumb fun. I also like Jeffrey Dean Morgan. Jeffrey Dean Morgan is fantastic in this movie, though Jeffrey Dean Morgan in this movie is a variant of Negan. I feel like Jeffrey Dean Morgan's gonna do what Johnny Depp did after Jack Sparrow, where really you kind of see Jack Sparrow in a lot of stuff he did, or at least, at the very least, Johnny Depp was just always kind of a weirdo in his roles. Made him a lot of money. I feel like Jeffrey Dean Morgan's going to be a variant of Negan going forward. And I'm not sick of it yet. Eventually I probably will be, but I just love him. It's Negan the government agent. He just cracked me up in a world where this movie has cheesy lines. It's a solid block of cheese you gotta eat for a very long time, but Jeffrey Dean Morgan delivering it, he makes it work. All right, let's talk about the rest of the movie, which I call the dumb. This movie's a cheesy Sharknado movie, which would be fine if it were on TV where it's, you know, free. Well, I guess you gotta pay for cable, but might stream online for free, in which case you gotta pay for internet, but nothing's free. You have to live to experience anything, you gotta pay to live. Point is, you have to pay ticket price, a lot less worth it. And a Sharknado movie starring The Rock? How did that happen? I don't know, but it happened. There were some nods to the Rampage arcade game, which I found fun. There's actually a coin-op Rampage arcade game in the background in one scene, which is some fourth wall breaking shit. And part of the cheesiness I'm talking about comes from these two corporate people who really, they come across as a couple of villains, like super villains. Yeah, we're business super villains, like Lex Luthor, but not. But really, the cheesiness doesn't stop there at all. It's in the concepts and delivery of everyone's thoughts and actions. I'm talking about the kind of stuff where people are spitballing like, okay, there's a problem. What do we do? And they're like, what about that? Oh, good guess. It's exactly what we need. All right, how do we use this? I don't know. What about that? Oh, that's exactly what we need. Maybe we can hack the server from the thermostat. Oh, wow, it worked. And I don't know. Maybe that's possible. My thermostat is analog as shit. It's like every idea for a solution anyone had to fix a problem in this movie was a long shot. And every long shot worked the first time every time. This is one scene when the crocodile is coming onto the scene in Chicago and it's swimming up the Chicago River or Chicago Canal. I think it was a Chicago Canal. And in this military war room, people are like, sir, there's movement in the canal. This military officer's like, we don't have any subs in that area. You don't have any subs in Chicago? No fucking shit. No one was questioning that. Why did anyone ever jump to subs? Why did you even have to explain that? The movie's stupid, it's dumb, it's ridiculous, but the end brings it home in a way where it might actually be a good time. If you're drunk. Yeah, now it's a party. All right, this one might be a spoiler. It's one line at the end of the movie. If you care, I don't know, mute it? This is one scene where Jeffrey Dean Morgan comes up to The Rock at the end and he's like, thanks for saving the world. I was like, the world or Chicago? You know, the place of submarines. But what's a fun, ludicrous movie for you? Whatever it is, whatever you think, comment below, let me know. And as always, if you like what you've seen here and you want to see more, click right here to see more.